Welcome to the ATMC TV High School Football Game of the Week. Jake Holmes and Sam Hickman coming to you from Gary Bishop Stadium on the campus of North Brunswick High School. And Jay, for the first time this season, we've got an all-Brunswick County matchup for our viewers as the 3-3 North Brunswick Scorpions are set to host the 2-4 West Brunswick Trojans here tonight in Leland. Both teams coming off disappointing losses a week ago. Hoggard, a lopsided win over the Scorpions of North Brunswick, and West Brunswick dropped a heartbreaker on homecoming in Shallotte to the visiting Topsail Pirates. Jake Holmes, welcome back. What can we expect to see tonight between these two Brunswick County rivals?
Well, listen, if what happens here this evening is reflective of what has happened up until now, we're liable to see a lot of points, Sam. Both these two teams can get up and down the field. North Brunswick's averaging 27 points a game. West Brunswick's averaging 34 points a game. The problem both of these squads have had is stopping somebody. North 27 points a game defensively, and the Trojans from West Brunswick 41.3 points per game. So both teams are really good offensively, and both teams struggle defensively. And I guess we'll have to see what Coach Brian Davis and what Coach Brett Hickman have in store defensively for each other tonight.
And, Jay, you spoke about these two explosive offenses. Who are some names to look for from each side on that side of the ball?
Yeah, for North Brunswick, of course, it all starts with their quarterback, number 12, R.J. Green. He's a senior, 1,224 yards, passing 12 touchdowns. He's rushed for 271 yards and scored 4 TDs. We saw him down on the field before the game. I wouldn't want to tackle him, Sam.
No,
He's
sir.
a big guy. Seth Deloy, the leading receiver for the Scorps, 16 catches, 385 yards, and 8 of those for touchdowns. Number 13, Eric Mosley. Number 15, Trey Baldwin are the principal running backs for North, combined for over 300 yards rushing on the year. For West Brunswick offensively, the leading rusher in the area, number 32, Kevon Daniels. He's a junior, 846 yards on the ground, 13 scores. Javian McCray, the junior quarterback, having a fine season, 885 yards through the air and 9 touchdowns. And Jay Cobb, the diminutive receiver, 48 catches, 689 yards, and 6 scores for West Brunswick this year.
And, Jay, we will have all the Mid-Eastern Conference action for you from Leland right here after the break on your ATMC TV Game of the Week. We are back as the North Brunswick Scorpions are almost set to take the field. We're about a minute and a half away from the game's opening kickoff. Jay, North Brunswick won the opening coin toss and will receive. So West Brunswick will kick off to the Scorpions of North Brunswick to begin this game. And the West defense coming off a disappointing, to say the least, performance against Topsail last week, in which that unit allowed 45 points. Topsail scored a go-ahead touchdown with 30 seconds left to win that game. And quite frankly, Jay, this is a whole different animal that they're tasked with stopping tonight, specifically senior North Brunswick quarterback R.J. Green.
Yeah, he is among the best, and he's a senior, and that helps out a whole lot. But what really helps out a whole lot is the fact that the guy he's very athletic. He can throw from the pocket. He can throw on the run. He's got a lot of poise, I think, and it's very much reflective in the way that the Scorpions are able to move the ball up and down the field this year. And defensively, West has got a tall task, and it's going to be up to their senior linebacker, number 44, Carter Wyatt, who leads them in tackles with 90, but who was involved in an automobile mishap earlier this week, and it wasn't his fault, by the way, in case Carter's mom and dad are watching.
It never is, right? Never is.
But anyway, he's coming in tonight playing probably not at 100%, but so he's going to need some help from his friends. One of them is T.T. Hussein, junior linebacker, 34 tackles, 4 tackles for a loss, and a blocked punt on the year. And Michael Simpson, a junior safety with 30 tackles, needs to step up here this evening.
So West Brunswick will kick off. North Brunswick will receive and will be moving left to right on your television screen. Should be a good one. And, Jay, you talk about a game with massive playoff implications. As it stands right now, each of the Brunswick County schools control their own destiny as far as getting the Mid-Eastern Conference's #1 3A seed for the state playoffs. So the winner of this game will be in the driver's seat along with South Brunswick if the Cougars can beat Laney tonight. The loser will have a steep climb in the final 2 weeks and will need some help from their opponents to qualify for the state playoffs. So the stakes are enormous tonight in Leland.
A lot of fun in the next 3 weeks among the Brunswick County schools because they're all going to be playing each other tonight. Of course, West is visiting North next week. I think South is playing at North, or maybe vice versa. And then the last week of the season, South will visit West Brunswick. So you're right, Sam. Right now, these teams have control of their destiny, and that destiny is going to happen over the next 3 weeks.
Freshman place kicker JoJo Hamrick will handle the kickoff duties for the Trojans. He approaches the ball. It's a high, short, directional kick, fielded cleanly by the Scorps, but good kickoff coverage by J.J. Cobb. And I believe 42 Tyleek Webb was also over there on the stop. So North Brunswick will start the first drive of the game at its own 30-yard line.
And that's a good way for West Brunswick to begin this game tonight on a nice special teams play. Great coverage, and as you mentioned, Cobb getting down the field real quick and making the tackle.
Jay, some new faces on this West Brunswick defense. You'll see a sophomore defensive lineman starting, number 25, LeVar Sharp, wearing a pink sleeve on his right arm. So we'll see how he acclimates to varsity football tonight. It's a running play up the middle. West Brunswick stones the North Brunswick running back. I believe that was 13, Eric Mosley on the carry, actually dropped for a loss by Carter Wyatt. It'll be 2nd and 11 from the 29 of North Brunswick.
Yeah, Mosley's a sophomore. He's having a real solid year. 151 yards on the ground, and he's caught 4 passes and scored a touchdown.
Deloy in motion. Ball's on the ground, partner, and West has got it. I believe that's Sharp. LeVar Sharp jumps on the loose ball. West recovers inside the North Brunswick 30-yard line. So on the second offensive play of the game, North Brunswick puts it on the ground. Jay, that wasn't forced. It was just a bad, maybe not a bad, but a mix-up in the transition from R.J. Green to Eric Mosley, and it fell right into Sharp's lap.
Well, and nice grab by the sophomore Sharp, and that's something that West has not really done a lot of this year, which is forced turnovers, Sam. And so that's a great effort by the young newcomer to the varsity football team, and a great way for West to start here tonight.
So it took Sharp all of 2 plays to come up with his first takeaway of his high school career. Now it's the Trojans' turn with the ball. That's Kevon Daniels around the right side, still on his feet, tripped up inside the 20-yard line, knocked out of bounds, partner, at the 15-yard line. So a gain of 13 yards and a West Brunswick first down.
Yeah, I wouldn't want West, if I am a West fan, don't do anything fancy. Hand it off to this guy right here.
Yep, there's Daniels again, and that was a good tackle there by North Brunswick. Sorry, Jay, I think it may have been Martels who brought him down. I didn't get a good look at it. It was a gain of about 2 yards to the 13-yard line to set up a 2nd and 8. 10 minutes, 45 seconds left here in the opening frame.
Yeah, Martell's a junior, and he's a good one. That's good coverage that time.
Was that Avery Clemens over there on the reception? Was it a catch?
It was a catch.
It was a catch. The clock continues to run, but no gain on the play, and that will be a 3rd and 8 coming up for the West Brunswick offense. Jay, you know the Trojans want to capitalize after the fumble recovery and starting this drive with such excellent starting field position.
Well, you're absolutely right, Sam. And, of course, the North defense, which is led by a bunch of good linebackers, Granda, DeShiel, Goss, Martels.
Toss around the right side. Daniels hit, and he's going nowhere. North Brunswick was all over that. Maybe picked up a half yard. That's going to set up a 4th and about 7 from the 12-yard line. It would be a 29-yard field goal attempt from here for JoJo Hamrick. For now, West Brunswick's leaving the offense on the field. And the Trojans want a timeout, partner.
Yeah, need to think about that one. A chance for 3 points. And this kid, number 10, JoJo Hamrick, the freshman, is got a real good foot. He is 8 for 9 in point after attempts. And he only started kicking a couple of games ago.
He's done a nice job in that role, Jay. West actually discovered him kicking field goals pregame before the Trojans took on Ashley, and the coaches discovered that he was more than capable place kicker, and he's kind of had the role since then. So, Jay, there was no gain on that toss sweep play to the right, so West has a 4th and 8 from the 13-yard line. The Trojans need to get to the 5-yard line for a first down.
So an interesting situation here where they can pick up a first down and not necessarily score.
4th and 8, ball's at the 13. McCray in the shotgun. He gives it, and he's going to be well short of the line to gain.
Number
they
32.
Just handed it off to Kevon Daniels right up the gut, partner, and North Brunswick really controlled the line of scrimmage on the final 4 plays of that drive,
sure
and
did.
the Trojans come up empty.
Cody Callahan at the bottom of that pile for the Scorpions to bring down Daniels. So good defensive series by North Brunswick. They dodged a bullet there, coughing the ball up in their territory, but D came out and played strong, and they're going to get a chance with R.J. Green to get it going the other way.
So our second look at the North Brunswick offense, man in motion, handoff around the right side. Boy, a good play over there by Michael Simpson. Made a good sure tackle. Carter Wyatt helped bring the ball carrier down. But, Jay, it was a good game. More running laterally than up the field, but it was still a 5-yard gain from the 12 to the 17. So a gain of 5 on first down brings up a 2nd and 5 from the 17.
Coach Brian Davis can live with 2nd and 5 all night long, right? There's picking up 5, 6, 7 yards on first down, so important.
West nearly jumped off sides, but got back in time. Plenty of time left on the play clock. It's Mosley in the backfield with R.J. Green. 2 receivers to the top of the screen, 1 to the bottom. Handoff around the left side. West is there once again. That time it was Marlowe, I believe, another sophomore who was called up for tonight's game, Jamal Marlowe. So no gain on the give, and that sets up a 3rd and 5 from the North Brunswick 17-yard line.
Yeah, Jamal Marlowe, again, another one of the kids up from the JV team and showing a quick first step, getting into the penetrating that backfield, makes the stop.
Man in motion, shotgun snap. Toss around to the right side, and West was all over it. Boy, Jay, I thought it was Michael Simpson initially there. I thought North Brunswick had a lot of running room down toward the sideline, but tried to turn it back inside, and the West Brunswick defense was ready and there and tackled the receiver there for no gain, setting up a 4th and 5.
Just trying to see who that was, I think. Is Helms playing tonight? I know he was.
He is playing.
He was
yes.
Banged up a little bit, but I think he was in on that stop.
Oh, a shank, partner. West is going to start this drive inside the 15-yard line.
Holy moly.
Jay, negative yardage on that punt. It was a negative 6-yard punt back to the 11-yard line of the Scorpions. 12-yard line, rather, a loss of 5 yards on that punt. So once again, West Brunswick takes over with excellent starting field position. And, Jay, boy, after this start, you got to feel like the Trojans just kind of have to score here, right,
well,
after not capitalizing early on?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they didn't take advantage of the fumble, and the shank punt now gives them even closer than they picked it up with the fumble. So let's see what the Trojans can do on this series.
8:13 left in the first quarter. McCray's got it, still on his feet, inside the 10-yard line, brought down at the 9, a gain of 3 yards on the quarterback keeper. That will bring up a 2nd and 7 from the 9-yard line. Once again, the Trojans can get a first down without scoring. The line to gain is the 2-yard line.
Leo Acera, the senior, one of the bevy of linebackers they have here at North Brunswick, in on the stop. McCray can run the ball 169 yards.
JoJo Hamrick with the catch, up the field. He's close, partner. Ruled down at the 1-yard line. Pass complete from Javen Peanut McCray to JoJo Hamrick. Hamrick tackled inside the 1-yard line, setting up a 1st and goal from the North Brunswick 1. I believe that's his second catch of the year, partner.
Yeah, he is a nice player. This is only a 9th grader, folks, and a lot of talent in sophomore JoJo Hamrick.
Jay, look at this package. 2 tight ends, extra offensive lineman. That's Daniels.
Wow.
And he bullies his way across the goal line for a West Brunswick touchdown. Jay, I'm going to see if I can get his total touchdowns on the year. I believe that pushes Daniels up to about 13 or 14.
13 on the ground, now 14. And
a receiving one. So
score.
15 total on the season. And the Trojans, with 7:16 left in the first, have taken a 6-0 lead on Kevon Daniels' 1-yard touchdown plunge. Good snap, good hold. The kick is a low driving kick, and it is good. Hamrick continues his impressive work as the place kicker, and the Trojans have raced out to a 7-0 lead. Jay, what happened on this touchdown run here, partner?
You just see the power of Daniels, because he was met at the line of scrimmage and somehow was able to keep that north-south momentum and crashed into the end zone from 1 yard out and gives West Brunswick a 7-0 lead here very early on at North Brunswick High School. Wow, that's a great way for West to get started, particularly after, you mentioned, Sam, a very disappointing loss last week to Topsail, a game that I think, West thinks they should have come away with a victory. They did not, so it was important for them to get off to a good start here tonight against a real tough North Brunswick squad.
And, Jay, credit to Topsail last week as well. The Pirates made every play that they needed to make down the stretch to win that ball game. The Trojans, trying to respond, have played well early in this one. West with a 7-0 lead, and Hamrick will kick off to the Scorpions.
And West has played some good special teams so far tonight. Let's see if they continue on this kick.
Another short pooch kick. West was there but couldn't bring him down. And guess who? Number 44, Carter Wyatt, makes a tackle on the kickoff team. And West Brunswick brings down the return man at about the 32-yard line, where North Brunswick will take over 1st and 10.
Well, much better field position for North than their last series. And see if R.J. Green and company can get something going. It looks like he's got 3 wide receivers to the left.
He's going to roll out to his left. Pass is caught. Wes had no one over there. Michael Simpson knocks the receiver out of bounds, but not before a first down. And I believe that was number 16 there, Dominique Atkinson Bell, on the reception. And, Jay, that was North Brunswick's first down of the night.
Atkinson Bell with 19 catches. Make it 20. A little bit of room up the middle.
Boy, Sharp got his paws in there and brought down number 13, Eric Mosley. So, Jay, that was some sophomore crime there, as Sharp brought down North Brunswick's 10th grade tailback for, let's see, Jane, a gain of 2 to the 43-yard line. That'll set up a 2nd and 8 from the North 43. 6:43 left in the opening period.
Tell you what, Sam LeVar Sharp off to a pretty good start in his varsity football career.
Ryan Huffman, North Brunswick's finest. After this play, we'll get into that. R.J. Green drops back, rifles a pass down the field.
Good coverage.
Excellent coverage down the field by number 9. Is that Jordan McCall, partner?
Looks like it.
Pass was intended for Armstrong was the intended receiver, but it falls incomplete. Jay, Ryan Huffman of the North Brunswick High School Booster Club has hooked us up with I don't know, a gallon, 2 gallons. Is that how you measure bull peanuts? But,
now,
man, oh, man, South Columbus, you got competition.
I was just getting ready to say,
competition.
The race is on between North and South Columbus.
3rd and 8 from the 43. North needs the 49 of West for a first down. Pass caught. Tupac Coogee and Noah Helms bring down the receiver, number 10, Caden Cook. And, Jay, an interesting call here early. North has a 4th and 4. Ball is at the Scorpion 47-yard line. Very important for West to stay disciplined here on the defensive side.
Yeah, they're going to try a little hard count here to try to get West off sides, I think.
Still 30 seconds left on the play clock, partner, so North doesn't have to get in any hurry if they don't want to. Looks like R.J. Green's got the play now. They are going to snap it. Quarterback draw, and he got it. Green reaches for the first down and got it by a couple yards. So a gutsy call on 4th and 4 by the Scorpions. Green keeps it himself and has enough for a North Brunswick first down at the West 48.
Yeah, the more R.J. Green does with the football, the better your fortunes may be. And big guy showing his running ability there. He's going to show us his throwing ability.
That pass intended on the near sideline, Jay. I got blocked out by the tent there.
Yeah, I think it was.
Falls incomplete. I think it was Deloy.
Yeah.
Intended for Deloy, but falls incomplete. And, boy, West rotating a lot of guys in on the defensive side, Jay, having to chase R.J. Green around. They're going to need a lot of fresh bodies. Jay, we have a flag on the play. It's a holding penalty against North. The Trojans accept the penalty, and it will be a, let's see, from the 48 back to the 42. So a 10-yard penalty sets up a 1st and 20 from North Brunswick's own 42-yard line.
Yeah, that might be why RJ had like 12 seconds to throw the ball that time, right? So
handoff up the middle. That was Sharp again, partner.
He had that
Boy, LaVar Sharp just had him by one hand.
He had that pink arm in it, didn't he?
Mosley wanted a face mask call there, but, man, you just saw that pink arm reach out and snatch him down. It was a gain of 1 yard, bringing up a 2nd and 19.
Pinky Sharp.
Yeah.
In on the stop, right? What a great beginning for the sophomore LaVar Sharp.
2nd and 19. Ball's at the North 43. Green in shotgun, rolls out to his left. He's going to tuck it and go, partner.
Yeah. Not too far.
Jay, a mere mortal at quarterback would have probably been sacked for a loss there, but R.J. Green is not one of those, and he somehow picks up 3 yards to set up a 3rd and 16 from the 46-yard line.
Yeah, Sam, just to tag on what you were saying about West shuttling kids in and out. Pardon me, there are a lot of white shirts, different numbers coming into this game tonight for West Brunswick. 3rd
and 16. Daniels rushing the passer. Green is in trouble, and he is brought down by number 16, T.T. Hussein. Marlowe was also there. They bring down R.J. Green. It's a loss of, what, Jay, about 2 or 3 yards, and it will set up a 4th and 18 here with 4 minutes left in the first quarter.
You mentioned T.T. Hussein at the beginning of the game. Kid that's going to have to step up tonight and has played real well this year for West Brunswick.
High snap. This time North gets it away. Much better kick. Takes about a neutral bounce, I would say. Maybe a slight edge to North Brunswick. And it's down right at the 25-yard line. So a 6 and 20, a 31-yard punt by North Brunswick. And, Jay, for the first time tonight, West Brunswick starts an offensive drive on its own side of the field.
They have had a field advantage their first 2 possessions offensively. They didn't score any the first time, but they came up with the score on Daniels' 1-yard run on their second possession. Let's see what Peanut McRae can do from back here.
Swing pass out to Kavon Daniels. Jay's got a little bit of running room. Bulls over a defender over on the far sideline. And I can't see exactly where he was marked out of bounds there, partner. Looks like the 39, so a 14-yard gain on 1st and 10. And the Trojans with a first down on the first play of the drive on the swing pass from McCray to Daniels. What happened here, partner?
I'm going to watch it again. It's just catching. Well, we're not going to watch it, but when we do, if we did, you would see Daniels coming out of the backfield.
Quarterback draw. McCray still on his feet, fighting for extra yardage. Wrestled down at the 48-yard line. A gain of 9. Trojans stay on schedule. It'll be a 2nd and 1 from the 48-yard line of the Trojans.
Well, they stay excellently on schedule, Sam. If you pick up 9 yards on first down, it gives you a lot of options on not only second down, but third down too. West playing, got a little bit in their giddy up here tonight, Sam, and they've come out strong.
West not going to get cute there on the 2nd and 1 snap. It was a give to Daniels that North Brunswick had well guarded, tackled by Cody Callahan. Jay, we've called his names a lot this year. It was officially a 2-yard gain by Kavon Daniels, setting up the Trojans with a 1st and 10 at midfield.
Yeah, Callahan's a good one, Sam, and he's only a sophomore. Got another couple of years here to play well on the field for North Brunswick.
He was a good youth baseball player too, Jay. I'm assuming he still plays, but a really effective player on the baseball diamond. Jay, how about this? This is an empty formation. Cobb in motion. It's a shovel pass to Kavon Daniels. Jay's on his feet.
He's gone.
Kavon Daniels is at the 20. He's at the 10. He's being chased. He's going to score. 50 yards from Javen McCray to Kavon Daniels, and the Trojans have taken a 13-0 lead, 2:16 left in the first quarter. Jay, it looked like North was going to stop them for a minimal gain, and then, like we saw last week, Kavon Daniels gets away from the pile, if you will, and races for a score.
Yeah, once he gets a little bit of separation, he is a tough guy to catch from behind. Interesting play that time by the Trojans.
Was a really interesting design. Good snap, good hold. Hamrick missed that one, partner. Missed extra point by freshman place kicker JoJo Hamrick. Jay, take us through this one.
Well, it looks like it's going to be the fake to
Cobb in motion,
and then the little toss to
and
Daniels.
It's just a missed tackle, and that was all she wrote.
Yeah,
very nearly caught by Tavion Joyner. But now, Jay, let me ask you something, partner. You were a quarterback. How would you have liked for those plays to go down in your passing stats? Because in the books, that's a 50-yard touchdown pass from McCray to Daniels.
Well, if they had that rule back when I threw, I'd have finished up maybe 200 yards for the year. That would have been good. That would have been good for me.
Well, Jay, you couldn't have asked for a better opening 10 minutes if you're West Brunswick, aside from maybe the missed extra point. Both touchdowns courtesy of Kavon Daniels. One, a 1-yard scoring plunge. The other, a 50-yard shovel pass that Daniels took to the house from quarterback Javen McCray.
Well, you couldn't have scripted this out any better tonight if you are a West Brunswick fan. However, if you're a North Brunswick fan, you got to take some comfort that there's 3 quarters plus left to play here.
Cobb almost had him, partner. Oh, got some room. And somebody on the Trojans made a good play blowing that up there in the middle of the defense. It was 30. Jay, let me get a look at his number there. I believe it was 20, Darian Bimbo, who brought the return man down at the 39-yard line.
Tell you what, J.J. Cobb almost made like an All-American play on that.
How's he get down there so
fast?
He's
He's awfully fast, Sam. But
that explains it.
Again, just seems to be a little more sense of urgency for West Brunswick here, at least early on, against a good North Brunswick team.
Yep, long way to go in this one. We've seen how quickly North Brunswick can score. That was Carter Wyatt, who hit the ball carrier initially. It was a gain of 3 yards out to the 42-yard line. That was Mosley on the carry. He's going to be replaced by senior tailback Trey Baldwin. It'll be a 2nd and 7 for the Scorpions. 1:45 seconds left here in the opening quarter.
Baldwin, a big kid at 6'2", 220, and he's rushed for 159 yards, 4 scores, caught 3 passes. Can do a lot of things.
Blitz. West nearly had Green, and he somehow escaped the pocket and rushes for a first down, ruled down at midfield. So a gain of about 8 or 9 yards and a first down. And Jay, now North's going tempo. They're going to want to go quick.
Well, you want your big players to make big plays, and golly day, R.J. Green is just full of them. And made one there. Escapability, another thing. A kid that's put together like he is, 6'3", 200, but can move around the way he does, is a very, very tough opponent.
Motion partner. They're going to run the option, but it's motion against North. Hamrick trying to strip the ball carrier. There's a flag back there. It's going to be motion against North Brunswick, much to the chagrin of the Scorpion coaching staff. So what would have been about a 25-yard run is negated, illegal procedure, rather, and that big gain will move the ball back to the 45-yard line where it'll be 1st and 15. Trojans dodged a bullet there.
Yeah, they sure did. And, boy, let me tell you, Atkinson Bell showing his athletic ability and strength to get the ball downfield that far. Too bad for the Scorps that the penalty was called. Those doggone penalties will hurt you.
Yep, they will. So, Jay, we're at the 35-second mark here in the first quarter. 1st and 15, give up the middle. A good surge that time by the North Brunswick offensive line. Ball carrier was Baldwin, and he's ruled down at the 50, setting up a 2nd and 10.
Bellamy and 44, Carter Wyatt in on the stop, but not before Baldwin bulled his way. There's some positive yards.
Jay, did they try to get a snap off here before the end of the quarter?
Well,
I think they might.
It quick.
Might try to get the Trojans sleeping a little bit, thinking they might let the quarter run out. Nope, they will not. So we're going to take a short break here on ATMC TV. It was all Trojans in the first quarter tonight. West Brunswick with a 13-0 lead, but North Brunswick putting together a nice drive. We'll have a 2nd and 10 at midfield after the break on your ATMC TV Game of the Week.
Holy cow, boiled peanuts are awesome.
They're great, man.
That's the first time I've ever eaten one in my life.
That is hard to believe, man.
That is so good. Thank you, North Brunswick.
Green drops back, fires a pass over the middle of the field. Called a catch, a big-time catch by Armstrong there. And what a bullet from R.J. Green. That is a gain of 18 yards and a North Brunswick first down. Boy, his arm talent is just out of this world.
A nice grab by Armstrong, too.
Oh, there's a good defensive play by West Brunswick after allowing the long pass play. They knocked down the ball carrier right at the line of scrimmage, setting up a 2nd and 10 from the 32-yard line.
Big Mikey Smith in around the ball carrier that time. Yes, Sam, Green has a cannon, and that was a wonderful catch by Armstrong, his 15th of the year.
Oh, he dropped the snap, partner. Oh, there's a play there. Oh, he lost his footing. North Brunswick had a play T.T. Hussein was over there, but North Brunswick blocked him out of the way. Deloy had a ton of running room, but lost his footing and fell after a gain of about 1, setting up a 3rd and 9 from the 31-yard line.
Yeah, the Swiss Army knife, as we call Seth, can do so many different things.
Atkinson Bell in motion. Throwback screen. Oh, what a play! Number 9, Jordan McCall, with an excellent play. Somebody missed a block over on the left side of the formation, and Jordan McCall, or maybe that's more to do with McCall racing by the blocker, coming up with the tackle. Loss of a couple yards, setting up a 4th and 11 from the 33-yard line.
Let me tell you, that's about as good a textbook open field tackle as you are going to see from Jordan McCall, the junior, who's got a lot of athletic ability, Sam. And I think everybody just waiting for it to bubble over, and maybe a play like that will get him over the hump, so to speak.
And Jay, don't you think the West Brunswick defensive staff recognizes the importance of this 4th and 11 play? You know, you've won the first quarter.
Yep.
You've got a chance to get off the field here on a drive that, you know, North had 1st and 10 around the 30-yard line. Coming up with a stop here would stem the momentum North has. So West Brunswick called a timeout before this snap to try and make sure they're lined up right and get the right guys on the field on 3rd down.
That's good coaching on the part of Coach Hickman and Coach Pardue to do precisely that. Sam, this has been one of their problems all year long, getting off the field, right,
Yep.
with the defense, and they got a chance to do it here and continue to get that ball back to the offense.
But we've seen North, their offensive capabilities. 4th and 11, not as big a task for them as it is some other teams. There's a pass across the middle, and it's caught. Seth Deloy over the middle of the field, and Jay kind of wide open. Wide open. I mean, a simple pitch and catch there, and and North Brunswick converts, a huge conversion by the Scorpions.
Boy, Deloy found an opening. In
Penalty
that,
against
secondary.
West Brunswick. Man, West is running guys on the field with North Brunswick. With North Brunswick about to snap the ball, West is trying to get an 11th player on the field.
Yeah.
So, Jay, more of the same that we saw last week against Topsail.
Well, yeah, a little bit, and you can't be this wide open. So good blocking by the offensive line, but Deloy, there just wasn't anybody there. Kind of snuck in between, right? 3 different West Brunswick defenders and bobbled it, but came up with it. Deloy on the year, that's catch number 17. He's got almost 400 yards and 8 scores.
Run play up the middle. West trying to bring the ball carrier down. They do at the 3-yard line. So it'll be a 2nd and goal from the 3 for the North Brunswick Scorpions. 9.5 minutes left before halftime. West leads 13-0.
Well, this is where a kid like Green is so dangerous, Sam, because obviously he can throw the ball, but he can also run.
Quarterback power around the left side. He's in easy. 3-yard touchdown scamper by senior quarterback R.J. Green, and the Scorpions pull within 7, 13-6, 9:13 left in the second quarter.
Boy, just a well-designed play, and you know, when you're the athlete that R.J. Green is, that's an easy one.
And Jay, of course, the key play, a 4th and 11 conversion by North Brunswick on that drive. And wide open,
True.
you know, wide open, easy pitch and catch from Green to Deloy. So kick is up, and it splits the uprights. North Brunswick able to convert its extra point. West missed its last one. So the Scorpions within 6. Jay, take us through this touchdown run by Green.
Green just power left, sees the opening, cuts, and he's not even touched going into the end zone, Sam. So, like I said, a well-executed play by North. It's easy to run executed plays when you got kids the talent of R.J. Green. And the point after makes it 13-7. So like we were saying, it's going to be down a couple of scores. It's okay to be down a couple if you're just in the first quarter. A lot of time left to play. And North with a good drive there. Started out under 30, I think, and 70 yards and get within 6 at 13-7.
So North Brunswick will kick off for the first time tonight. Jay, who is that handling the kicking duties for the Scorps?
If we
can get a number.
If we can sneak up a
33. Sorry there. Jacob Molina, also a 9th grader. How about that? J.J. Cobb back deep to return for West Brunswick. Kind of joined back there by Jordan McCall and Kevon Daniels. So we'll see what the Scorpions do here on the kickoff coverage team. Oh, it bounced right out of Wyatt's hands, straight to Jordan McCall. Jay, he's still on his feet. And a good return by Jordan McCall. Well, that might be the first time I've ever seen Wyatt drop one of those. And, Jay, it bounced right off of his shoulder pad, right into the midst of Jordan McCall, who made a really nice return out to about the West 43.
Sam, I hate to correct you, but you know.
That wasn't Wyatt?
Well, that was, yeah. But that was on purpose. That was just like an assist by Wyatt to McCray.
That's how good he is, huh?
Man, this is the way everybody kicks off anymore, right? Pooches to the right, pooches to the left.
There's Daniels fighting for yardage across the 45, dropped at the 47-yard line. A gain of 4 yards, setting up a 2nd and 6 from the 47-yard line of the Trojans.
Got some big guys up in that offensive line for West Brunswick. 78, Trey Jones, I think. He's a big fella.
Yep, Big Maddox Ward over there, 77. That was Daniels again. This time a short gain of 2 yards. Brings up a, Jay, we'll call it 3rd and 4. Ball is at the West 49. And they need North Brunswick's, I believe, 47 for a first down. So 3rd and 4 for the Trojans. Jay, we haven't seen the bubble to Cobb yet tonight, or the speed sweep.
Not much, but we've seen Jason Granda a couple times, like on that last play for North.
Picked off. Intercepted the bubble screen and taking it to the house. Interception return for a touchdown, and just like that, the game is tied with 7:52 left before halftime. Big defensive play by the North Brunswick Scorpions.
Pick 6 by Teron Green, brother of R.J. Green. Teron, a sophomore. Let's watch it again, Sam. It was going to
Missed the
Cobb.
block, Jay.
And Teron Green read it perfectly, stepped up. That's an easy catch and an easy score for North. Point after, and they're in the lead.
Jay, and of course, what a change in momentum after West raced out to a 13-0 lead. North an extra point away from taking the lead here. And that's exactly what the Scorpions will do. Molina bangs it in. North with 14 unanswered points, and they've taken a 14-13 lead.
Wow, and it didn't take them very long to do it, Sam.
Jay, this is kind of more what we expected between these two teams. A lot of points. Wasn't sure anybody was going to score on defense, but Teron Green makes a sensational play on the bubble screen, and the West Brunswick offense turns it over, and North cashes in, runs it back about 50 yards for a touchdown, and the Trojans find themselves down by 1, 7:52 left before the break.
You know, McCray has thrown 114 passes coming into tonight's contest, and he only had 3 interceptions, make it 4 now. And, of course, that's a critical one because Teron Green was able to return it for the score. But, you know, we just got finished saying if you were a North fan and you were down 13 points in the first quarter, you know you got plenty of football left to be played. And West Brunswick only down 1 point, right? So there's still a lot of football to be played tonight.
Interesting, Jay. West Brunswick moved Kevon Daniels over there where the last North Brunswick kickoff went. So they'll try and, steal a carry?
Don't bother me now. I'm eating boiled peanuts.
There you go. We'll catch you after the game, partner. Kevon Daniels with a good kickoff return. Once again, across the 40-yard line, dropped at the 43. So West Brunswick's offense will get right back on the field and try to mount a scoring drive to reclaim the lead. 1st and 10 at their own 43.
And that was Kevon Daniel on the return,
It
right?
was,
Yeah,
yep.
so that's pretty good coaching. Get the ball to your horse
The
any
more
way you
times
can.
he can touch it, the better, right?
That's right. Wow.
Man, he is tough.
That's a tough dude.
He really is. That was about 6 yards on the first down gain, setting up a 2nd and 4 from the 49-yard line.
Yeah, he averages 6.5 yards a carry, he being Kevon Daniels, the area's leading rusher, 864 yards before tonight, and he's got to be getting close to 900.
Still on his feet, moving the pile. Very, very close to the line to gain, Jay. We might have our first measurement of the ball game. We'll see where it's marked there on the far side.
You know, and Daniels is one of these kinds of kids.
First
Sam.
down.
Yeah,
Rule to first down. Sorry, partner.
No, I was just going to say that Kevon's one of these kind of kids that seems to thrive on, you know, running the ball. I mean, the more carries, the better for Daniels. Now, it helps when you're put together the way he is, 6 foot, about 190 pounds. But wow.
I mean, Jay, it almost looks like there's nothing there, and then you look up at the end of the play, and he's moved it from the 47 to the 42-yard line for a gain of, about 6 yards to the 41. So once again, the Trojans facing a 2nd and 4.
And a patient runner too, Sam. You know, he kind of takes his time looking. This might be Cobb.
Cobb.
Oh,
took
good
a big hit.
Oh, I know who that is.
Who we got there, partner?
That's that kid Callahan again. Wow.
West is going to be
And
a
I think-
little bit short.
And I think Granda was in on that too, right? So that was a big-time stop.
Jay, I would be absolutely shocked if it was anybody but Kevon Daniels on this 3rd and what is it? Third and a full yard it looks like. West needs the 37 for a first down.
Tell you what, there is some big boys up front for West right now to take advantage of.
Quarterback draw, plenty of room for the first down. And Jay, I just showed all of our viewers on ATMC exactly how much I know.
Wow.
Said I'd be stunned if it was anybody but Daniels on the ground. And what does West do? They run the quarterback draw with Javen McCray
I'll tell you what.
for a first down.
You know what? Have a peanut. You earned it. Hey. There
West
goes.
runs the same exact play.
Speaking of peanut,
This time he is dropped for a short gain from the 34 to the 31-yard line. A gain of 3 sets up a 2nd and 7. And, Jay, maybe if you're West Brunswick, the best way to contain R.J. Green is to have these long, methodical drives where you keep the defense, your defense, off the field and R.J. Green on the sideline.
the best defense sometimes is a very good, methodical offense. And West got a nice little drive going here.
It's a fine line, Jay, because you want to get in a rhythm and get tempo, but, you've also got to understand, the team you're playing has such an explosive offensive football team that you don't want to get in too big of a hurry. Daniels rumbled his way to the 27-yard line there. It's going to be a 3rd and 3 from the 27. West Brunswick needs the North Brunswick 24 for a first down.
I don't know how many yards Daniels got then, but it was more than he should have got.
Stuffed.
Wow.
Who was that partner on that tackle?
Camonte Carter, another linebacker. I want to call these North Brunswick this year linebacker U because they've got so many talented kids at that linebacker position. Granda, DeShiel, Goss, Martels. Now you can put Carter in there too. So
4th and 2, and Jay, now before a big 4th down play, it's North Brunswick who wants to call a timeout to talk it over. Obviously, the biggest play of the game so far coming up after the timeout. West has the ball at North Brunswick's 26, threatening to get into the red zone, but the Trojans only have a 4th down play to pick up 2 yards. And Jay, talk about having all of the momentum if the North Brunswick defense could force a stop here on 4th down.
Boy, the last thing you want to do is let Green get back on this field with 3 minutes plus to go in the second quarter, and kind of feeling it right now, So you're right, Sam. This is a big, big play for both teams.
Again, West has a 4th and 2. Ball is at the 26-yard line. The Trojans need to get to the 24-yard line for a first down. It's been a lot of running plays. I think all running plays on this drive, except for the jet sweep pass to J.J. Cobb. It is Daniels flanking Javen Peanut McCray in the backfield. Offsides, Jay, on North Brunswick, I think, or is it a false start? It may be a false start against West Brunswick. No, oh man, a back-breaking penalty by North Brunswick. It looked like a West Brunswick offensive lineman reacted like the penalty was against the Trojans, but it was a neutral zone infraction, and boy, Jay, you at least want to make them earn it there, right? Right, partner?
Oh, for sure, and that's a big break for West Brunswick.
Sure was. Didn't even have to snap it, right? So 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. Michael Smith in the game at tight end. Tall sweep around the right side.
Oh,
Daniels
nice.
Brought down for a loss. A really nice tackle here by number 4, Teron Green on the right side. And, Jay, I don't know who's responsible for blocking him over there on the edge, but that's about the 3rd or 4th play he's made over there on the tall sweep play. And
well, how about the one where he stepped up and made the interception, right?
Yeah.
So Teron Green having a pretty good game. Teron, a sophomore, right? A sophomore, brother of RJ, and also Deshaun Green, who's a junior. Pretty good football player on his own.
Yep, they're all awesome, aren't they, partner? There's Daniels on the swing pass. Still on his feet. Dives for the 15-yard line. Had some running room over there. It was a gain, Jay, of about 8 yards, but it was 2nd and 12. So the Trojans will have a 3rd and 4 here with about 2.5 minutes left before halftime. Remember, the Trojans will get the ball after the halftime break. So if the Trojans could somehow convert here and score and come up with a stop before halftime, the momentum would turn back to wearing green. We'll see if the North Brunswick defense has something to say about that. Tackle at the Jay, he's short, certainly short of the line to gain. Ruled down at the 13-yard line. And, Jay, once again, 4th and 2 here for West Brunswick as the game clock has moved inside 2 minutes.
Well, decision time for Brett Hickman, and it looks like he's going to keep the offense on the field.
Jay, I believe I might go a hard count here and waste the whole play clock and call a timeout if they don't jump. We'll see what the Trojans do. Nope. Batted down, intended for J.J. Cobb. Guess who? Teron Green comes up with a huge stop, and the Trojans turn it over on downs inside the 20-yard line. And, Jay, it's been that kind of year through the first 6 games. Just awfully close right there in a lot of situations and just can't come up with a really big play when they need it, right?
So close, but yet so far. And we'll see if that play makes any difference. They were clearly in field goal territory. JoJo Hamrick does not have a field goal this year, but I'm not sure he's even attempted one. Certainly within his range, I would think. But anyway, RJ Green's got the ball in a little bit of time.
Tackled for a short gain there. Carter Wyatt on the tackle. So it'll be 2nd and about 8 from the 15-yard line. Baldwin going to check back into the game for Mosley. Jay, I'm saying checking back into the game like I'm ready for basketball season. like he went to the scores table to check back in, right?
We still got quite a bit of football left to be played, not only in this season but in this game tonight, which is good news for both these two teams.
2nd and 8 at the 15. Green on the quarterback draw.
Wow.
Dropped at around the 25-yard line. And, Jay, now with 52 seconds left, I think you might see the Scorpions be a little more aggressive here with a chance to build on their lead before the halftime break.
Boy, credit to Tupac Coogee on that stop that time. Coogee, 5'8", $165 against the big guy Green.
Some running room, partner.
Can you catch him?
Being chased down from behind at the 35-yard line, so North Brunswick keeps it on the ground, but they're able to pick up about 40 yards anyway. And now North Brunswick inside the 35 at the West Brunswick 34-yard line.
Trey Baldwin, a big guy, busted one that time. He's ran down from behind.
Oh, North Brunswick wanted to go quickly, but the chain gang had to get down the field and get set up there. Green rolls out to his right, fires a deep pass, and over the head of the intended receiver. And, boy, he had the cornerback over on the far side beat, or the safety there. I believe that was maybe Michael Simpson in coverage. The play took about 9 seconds, so it'll be 2nd and 10 from the West Brunswick 34-yard line.
Tell you what, if I'm the Scorps, I may want to come back to that one because they just missed Caden Cook. The
ran right by him.
Yeah, he was almost there.
Easy pitch and catch there over on the far sideline. Pass was caught by number 11, Jackson Dorff, and now North has it at the 21-yard line. 16 seconds left here before the halftime break. And, Jay, the Scorps have a couple timeouts left. So the middle of the field is still an option here, right?
6 catches on the year for Dorff, and, yeah, you're right, Sam. They got some options.
Oh, man. Green had a receiver. I think that was Armstrong in the corner of the end zone working against Darian Bimbo, but Armstrong couldn't come up with it. It's an incomplete pass setting up a 2nd and 10.
Well, it's a tough break for North because Armstrong is a very capable receiver. It almost appeared that Bimbo turned the wrong way and the ball came right to Jaden Armstrong, but could not pull it in. So a timeout, West Brunswick.
Almost 11 seconds left before halftime. West is out of timeouts. North Brunswick has 2 timeouts left, and a very capable offense and senior quarterback R.J. Green. So, boy, Jay, it would just feel like a huge victory for West here if they could keep the Scorps out of the end zone here before the break.
Well, absolutely, Sam, and at the same time, you know, you look back over the course of a game, there's generally, 4 or 5, maybe a half dozen plays that really change the game. And I think in this next 10.8 seconds, you're going to have a chance to see at least one, if not 2 of them. And both of these teams in need of that kind of big play, defensively for West and, of course, offensively for North Brunswick.
So 10 seconds left before the break. North has a 2nd and 10 from the 21-yard line. Green in the shotgun. Fade route to the side of the field. Very nearly came up with an acrobatic catch over there. It was number 1, Deshaun Green, and a perfectly placed ball by R.J. Green there in the front corner of the end zone.
Yeah, West just hasn't been able to figure out a way, along with a lot of teams, right, to put pressure on Green. And I don't know, maybe he's the kind of kid you don't want to pressure, right? Because he can create on his feet, but it sure would help him if they could pressure him.
Oh, Deloy nearly came up with an acrobatic catch. The game clock shows 0.0 seconds. It's being discussed on the field. We're waiting on some kind of call from the officials. West Brunswick heading off the field.
Well,
The referees are still out there gathering.
West is
and it
moving
is
off.
halftime. It is halftime. Brian Davis, none too pleased, but, kind of a long developing play all the way to the end zone. But, Jay, boy, West Brunswick just barely, but comes up with a huge stop before halftime. West totally controlled the first quarter. North Brunswick in complete command in the second quarter, and all that adds up to a 1-point halftime lead for the North Brunswick Scorpions. On your ATMC TV Game of the Week, halftime, North Brunswick 14, West Brunswick 13. Partner, we are back for the start of the second half. A missed West Brunswick extra point, the difference in the first half. Excuse me, folks. North Brunswick leads by 1 as we are set to start the third quarter. The Trojans will receive the opening kickoff of the second half. Partner, first half observations, thoughts?
Well, I think you said it really well when we were breaking for the half. First quarter belonged to West Brunswick. Second quarter belonged to North Brunswick. And the only difference in the game right now on the scoreboard is that one missed extra point. So 14-13 halftime lead for the Scorpions. We thought we would see some scoring, and in fact we have. I'm not sure either of us thought some of the scoring would be provided by the defense, but indeed nobody told Teron Green, the sophomore defensive back for North Brunswick, as he picked off a 50-yard pass or 50-yard pick six, and that's kind of the difference here in the game.
Had to get the clock set to 12 minutes as we're almost set to start the third quarter.
We're both a little, I don't know what the right word is, from eating those big Chick-fil-A sandwiches provided by North Brunswick at halftime, which were great. Not how you wanted to start it off.
Boy, West Brunswick's Michael Smith bobbles the kickoff reception. Jay, very fortunate. He nearly lost that ball as he was being brought to the ground. But West Brunswick, you know, you thought, hey, down by 1, get the ball to start the second half, get a good return. Instead, you're going to start this drive inside your own 10-yard line.
You know, kickoffs have completely changed, at least here in high school football. And they've been kind of pooch kicking it, they being North, across the field tonight. This time on this kick, they get on the left side, and I think it surprised Mikey a little bit.
Kevon Daniels dives across the 15-yard line.
Yeah, no surprise there, right?
To the 16. So a gain of 6 on 1st and 10 will set up a 2nd and 4 from the 16-yard line.
Kid is a banger, let me tell you.
Yep, Jay, I think West is probably counting on him to get loose in one of those, you know, maybe split the safeties. And
well, it only takes a little bit of room for him to do that. He's got that amazing combination of strength and speed.
Jay, that's
speed there.
That's Bellamy. That's Dylon Bellamy, partner.
You know,
that's not Daniels.
Where has he been?
Well, I think that's by virtue of Kevon Daniels kind of, you know, taking the workhorse lead rollback. But I believe it was Bellamy on the first 2 carries of the second half. So we'll see if we can get an update on Daniels. Maybe I'm looking.
You think that was
him.
Daniels on that first run too?
I think it was.
Okay.
I think it was Bellamy. But I called Daniels, but
Daniels,
now that he
Bellamy, I
didn't
say Bellamy.
I didn't see anybody leave the field after the first down play, so I'm thinking it was Dylon Bellamy.
Well, he's very capable.
He's fighting for yardage this time. Look at him go, Jay.
Yeah, not as big, obviously, as Kevon Daniels, but he will put his head down and bang you. He's only 5'7", 157 pounds. But like I said, we'll bring it to you.
Jay, I'm trying to see if I can find Daniels over on the sideline. But anyway, it's Bellamy in the backfield, 2nd and 6. This time he's tripped up for a short gain across the 35 to the 37. And West Brunswick will face a 3rd and 3. The Trojans need to get to their own 40-yard line for a first down.
Well, they need this first down, Sam. They being West Brunswick. Last thing they want to do is turn this ball over on downs on their first possession.
McCray in the shotgun, flanked by Bellamy to his left. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he's short. He picked up maybe 2 yards to the 39. So we'll see what the – actually, Jay, he's a good – well, it is marked at the 49. So West needs 1 yard for a first down. And, gosh, Jay, the Trojans are going to leave the offense on the field.
Kind of a gutsy call here by West. And they lose.
He's short, partner. He is short. The Trojans turn it over on downs. North Brunswick going to force a turnover on downs on the 39-yard line. He's short, partner. So West's decision to go for it on 4th and 1 from their own 39, and North Brunswick's defensive line knocks the Trojan backwards, and the West Brunswick offense does exactly what you say, Jay. They turn it over on downs on the first possession.
Well, I tell you what, there were a lot of, I don't know, what color do we call North's uniform, Sam? Blue to me.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Grayish blue.
I saw number 3, Granda, kind of leading them off after that one, and I'm not surprised.
Deloy in motion. There's a flag that stops. It's going to be a false start penalty against the Scorpions. And, Jay, I'm still kind of
trying to find
I'm still
32.
Well, I'm trying to figure out if it was if maybe Daniels was going to play every snap on defense of the second half and they're giving him a spell, but I don't see him on the defensive side either. So something to track as the second half moves forward. North Brunswick finds some running room on first down, 5 yards, back to the original line of scrimmage. That will bring up a 2nd and 10 from the West Brunswick 40.
Yeah, Trey Baldwin picked up 5 that time. He's a big hombre.
Baldwin again picks up another 5 yards, Jay. So back-to-back 5-yard gain sets up a 3rd and 5 from the 35-yard line of the Trojans. North Brunswick really moving quickly on offense here early in the third quarter. First down.
Wow. Gaping hole.
And, Jay, that's what we saw so much of last week. Topsail, there was nothing Topsail was doing that was, tricky or, out of the ordinary. They're just lining up and mashing West Brunswick's defensive line. And that's what North is doing here early in the third quarter.
Oh, plenty of room to the right if he can get to the edge.
He's outrunning Hussein to the corner, and he runs out of bounds inside the 15. North Brunswick in business here, 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line of the Trojans.
Well, I'll tell you what, you do not want to give R.J. Green an opening like that. And picks up the first down and keeps the Scorps on the move.
Tackled at the 9-yard line, gain of 4 yards. So, Jay, if you look across the field at the bleacher on the right behind Yogi Hickman, there's a Trojan player laying on his stomach, with both arms on the ground, and I'm thinking that may be Daniels.
Oh, yeah. See it there in your picture. That's 6.
Just so easy. So easy. R.J. Green from the 9-yard line, and the Scorpions with a 7-point lead on the 9-yard touchdown run by R.J. Green.
Little RPO action there, and Green makes the right decision, hanging on to the football, and goes untouched into the end zone. Molina, nice kick if that went through. Wow.
It did. Splits the uprights, and now the Scorpions have an 8-point lead. Jay, after falling behind 13-0 in the first quarter, North Brunswick has scored 21 unanswered and taken an 8-point lead. And, Jay, I did confirm Kavon Daniels was injured in the first half in a great deal of pain over on the sideline, tears streaming down his face apparently. So it is at least fairly serious.
That's a shame.
I would say at this stage doubtful that we see him in the second half based on his reaction. over on the West Brunswick sideline, but we shall see. And, man, it was going to be tough for West Brunswick in the second half with Kevon Daniels. Without him, boy, you're losing your arguably your biggest offensive threat and your workhorse back.
Well, yeah, the leading rusher in the area, right? So it's not just what he does for West. I mean, he's been at the top of all the running backs in the conference thus far this season. So him being out of the game is a big, big blow for the Trojans.
Low driving kick. Michael Smith handles this one cleanly. Just bulls his way to the 40-yard line where he was knocked down. So, Jay, as badly as the last quarter and a half, I guess, have went for West Brunswick, it's still a one-score game.
Yeah.
They've just got to find a way to move the ball against the North Brunswick defense that has been up to the task since early in the first quarter.
Well, that means it's going to be up to Peanut McCray and probably J.J. Cobb. And
Avery Clemens back tonight after a 3-week absence with an ankle injury.
Bellamy, it's the next man up, right? There's the
reverse to Cobb, and they read it over on the far sideline.
Sure did.
Boy.
Trying to see who that was, but whoever it is made a great play.
It's a 15, I do believe.
No,
nope, it's not 15.
No, that's Baldwin. He makes a lot of great plays too. But
Let me see, Jay. It's 16, Atkinson Bell.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, he didn't tackle him, but he made the play, and an excellent one by Atkinson Bell.
So Trojans down by 8 with a 2nd and 9 from the 41-yard line. Pass broken up by number 32, Cody Callahan. Pass intended for Avery Clemens. Hits the turf incomplete, and Jay, danger zone for the Trojans here early in the third quarter.
Yeah, you don't want to let North take this momentum, I guess, for lack of better words.
Well, they own all of it right now.
They sure do,
The
yeah.
Trojans just having a tough time on offense, defense.
Need to make a big play, and they have not been able to do that thus far.
Oh, J.J. Cobb.
Almost.
Oh, incomplete. It hit the turf. Really nice back shoulder throw there by Javen McCray, but it hits the turf incomplete.
Yeah, that was a great effort by Cobb, and as you said, Sam, a nice throw by McCray. Almost came up with a circus catch. So, punting situation for West Brunswick, and Teron Green's back to return. He's had a pretty good night so far, Sam.
Abel Urasek, the senior punter for West Brunswick. Weston Sharp, the long snapper. Trojans trail by 8. Low kick, and it takes a sideways bounce. Boy. What, Jay? 41-9 and a 13-yard kick by West Brunswick, and things are just unraveling here early in the second half.
Well, that happened to North in the first quarter. And one of the principal reasons that West Brunswick was able to get out to that big lead, but North has responded. And it's going to be up to the West defense now to try to come up with a big play to kind of get the spark back in the Trojans' giddy-up. They came out on fire in the first quarter, but have not really been too successful since.
1st and 10 at their own 46. Oh, ball's on the ground, partner. And North jumped back on it. So a loss of 2 yards, but Jay, that might have been something that, the Trojans needed. That kind of was it resembled the first possession of the game where North struggled with an exchange and West fell on the fumble.
Sam, and when I don't know how to say it, but when things are going your way, West falls on that one, right?
Yep, that's right, partner.
And when they're not, they don't.
Oh, a good play by Marlowe, the sophomore defensive lineman. A gain of about 7 yards on 2nd and 12 sets up a 3rd and 5 with the ball at the 49-yard line of the Trojans.
Deloy with the catch. He was one of the members of his homecoming here tonight at North.
And who's the king?
Yeah, R.J. Green, of course.
He kept it, partner.
Here's the king running with the ball. Look at that.
I mean, just
straight.
threw him right off of him.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Finally knocked out of bounds by Jordan McCall, but enough for the first down yardage. And North Brunswick has a 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line of the Trojans.
Yeah, Granda and Deloy were in the court. RJ was the king. And last week, I think Carter Wyatt was the king at West Brunswick. King right now is this guy, RJ Green. Stiff arm there and pretty good. Wow. That's him again.
Yeah, I mean, Jay, that's an example of I mean, the Trojans are there.
Yeah.
They're there, but, you know, getting there is one thing. Bringing RJ to the ground is totally another, and this is just clinical right now by the North Brunswick offense. It just feels like West has not a great chance of slowing down this offense.
He is a big kid and very athletic and very talented. Wow. Baldwin.
A first down carry there by Trey Baldwin. All Scorpions right now, 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Let me tell you, 2 of the last 3 plays, Jordan McCall, the junior cornerback, has just gotten hit hard. That's 6.
Oh.
Yep.
Touchdown strike from R.J. Green to number 2, Seth Deloy. Make that 27 unanswered for the Scorpions and an extra point away from having a 15-point lead, 4:53 left in the 3rd.
Deloy is really a good high school football player, Sam.
He sure is.
Swiss Army knife is how we refer to him because he offense, defense, special teams. Does so many things. That was a brilliant catch, a wonderful throw, but a great catch by Deloy.
Through the uprights and good, and the Scorpions have taken a 28-13 lead.
Let's watch it again. Great throw by Green. And look at Deloy go.
Boy, Jay.
Go up in the air and bring it down, and the officials said he had at least a 1 foot in grounds, and it's a touchdown, North Brunswick.
Just ran right by him, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, Sam, and of course Deloy runs by a lot of guys, and great throw too by RJ.
Jay, question time, partner, and we the struggles of West Brunswick defensively are well chronicled. Could you imagine seeing this after the 2019 defense and the defense from this past spring's team that was so effective that West would be in a spot where they're allowing more than 40 points per game? It's just still stunning. I mean, even 7 weeks into the season, it's hard to believe.
Yeah, it is, and I don't think it's because of lack of coaching, lack of desire on the parts of the kids. They're just it just seems to be one of those years, Sam, where, things just don't go your way quite the way you would like it to go, certainly if you're a West Brunswick fan, and the way it probably did go the last 2 years. They've been on quite a run. So, on the other hand, North Brunswick taking advantage of their opportunities, and all you got to do is look at the scoreboard and see the 28-13 lead. They've scored 28 consecutive points.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Boy, very nearly picked off by Cody Callahan. Cody Callahan breaks up the pass intended for Michael Smith, and the Trojans probably fortunate that that one wasn't picked off. But, Jay, a good sign. Kevon Daniels is back in the game at tailback.
Well, that's an excellent sign and a surprising sign, too, given his status on the last possession. You said Callahan is a real good baseball player. You know what? He's pretty good defensive back, too.
Sure is.
Only a 10th grader.
2nd and 10 from the West 39. They fake the jet. Deep ball intended for Avery Clemens falls incomplete.
1, 2.
Jay, there's a flag over there on the far sideline. We'll wait on the call from – oh, it's in the offensive backfield, sorry. Holding against the offense. Did they decline that, partner, and take the 3rd and 10?
I think I might want to get it up to 3rd down, and they do.
They do, yep. It's declined, and the refs are still marking it backwards. There we go. They got it straight now. We're going back to the 39-yard line where the Trojans will face a 3rd and 10.
So Clemens, the intended receiver that time, and it looked to me like there was at least 2, possibly 3 defenders there.
There's Daniels, and he's tripped up across the 45-yard line at the 44, so a gain of 17 yards and a 1st down for the Trojans. So West Brunswick down by 15 points, 4:28. Jay, look at this design.
They ran this play in the first half to success, and they ran it to success here. Atkinson Bell with a shoestring tackle, or that may be 6 for the Trojans.
Man in motion is Mikey Smith. Daniels keeps it on the ground. Boy, Jay, he looks ginger. Does he to you?
I don't know.
He looked like he was moving gingerly to me on those last 2 runs. Look at how he got up.
Kind of reached for the back a little bit, but tough kid wants to play.
Yep, he's down. He's hurt, partner.
Yeah, well, he's tying his shoe too. So.
Oh, there you go. Good eyes, partner. Good eyes.
Actually, he's tying 2 shoes, and you know what? He may be smart enough to kind of milk that a little bit, right?
Man, Jay, I think Kevon Daniels at 75% is still one of the premier backs in the area. 2nd and 6 from the 40-yard line. There's Daniels around the left side. Going to just plow his head and move toward the 35. Dropped at the 36, where it'll be a 3rd and 2 for the Trojans with 15 left here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, he was running kind of straight up in the air that time, Sam, and I don't know if that has anything to do with any discomfort he may be experiencing in his back or somewhere else. But what a tough kid to continue to want the ball.
He reminds me so much of another West Brunswick tailback back when I was a kid that also wore 32, Joey Lance. They ran straight up, and most of the time, downhill. He's a striking resemblance to him. Yeah, I think he got the line to gain there, partner, to the 34-yard line.
Tell you what, that's Granda, number 3, and I don't know if we talked enough about him tonight because this kid's heck of a football player. 6'4", 235. I mean, he not only looks the part, but he plays it really well.
And, Jay, we've seen Granda play defensive end the last 2 years, and he's played exclusively at linebacker tonight.
He's just a real good high school football player. And I want to say I thought he committed somewhere, and I darned if I can remember. And if Mr. or Mrs. Granda is at home watching, text it to us. I want to say like
Charleston Southern?
Charleston Southern, something like that, yeah.
We'll check on that. 1st and 10 from the 34.
Oh.
Pass complete to Cobb. He was hit right as he caught it, but a 5-yard completion to the 29-yard line of North Brunswick. It'll be 2nd and 5, a nice hit there.
Who was that? Jordan Jackson and I think Atkinson Bell maybe? Man, and J.J. able to pop up from that. Credit to J.J.
Talk about a tough kid.
Yeah.
Man, he's taking some shots this year and bounced back about every time. Minute and a half left here in the 3rd quarter. Trojans down by 2 scores. It's a 2nd and 5 from the 29-yard line. West needs the 24 for a first down. That pass complete to Avery Clemens, and he's inside the 10. There's a pass down the field that the Trojans haven't had a lot of success with the last few weeks. But that was a well-thrown ball by Peanut McCray, and Avery Clemens did a good job making the catch and holding on to the ball. Trojans with a 1st and goal from the 6-yard line of the Scorps.
Well, as you were saying, Sam Clemens has been out for a couple of weeks, right? So
He got hurt early in the Ashley game, and so he missed Laney and Topsel, I do believe. Whoa. Javen McCray somehow slithered his way inside the 5-yard line down at the 4. And, man, Jay, you know if Daniel's hitting on the field right now, he must be hurt. In these goal-to-go situations, that's where he's really tough.
Well, I'll tell you, if West Brunswick can get in here, Sam, only 30-some seconds left in the third quarter. But, wow, if they could score here and
hard to believe it'd be a one-score game,
going
partner.
into the fourth quarter. Absolutely right.
I'm being shielded here by the – oh, Javen McCray, he's in, partner. West Brunswick with its first scoring drive since the opening quarter, and West Brunswick a made extra point away from this becoming a one-score game again with 18 seconds left in the third quarter. Now, Jay, you got to convert the extra point or you're still down by 2 possessions. You also have got to figure out a way to slow down North Brunswick's offense.
Well, start with the extra point first.
That one is up, and Hamrick, boom, that one over the soccer goal there behind the watch this run by McCray. Real patient run, wasn't it?
Just a little like quarterback draw almost, and yeah, patient.
Made Gronda miss there around the 3 or 4 yard line.
Yeah, looked for a little bit of daylight and got it in, so gets West within a score here with 18.6 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Jay, what have you thought the times you've seen Javen Peanut McCray? What are your thoughts on the young quarterback? He's got a lot of football in front of him, partner, just a junior.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I've been impressed. He's completed 64% of his passes coming into tonight's game. He has 9 touchdowns. He only had 3 interceptions. He picked up another one this evening, and that's kind of the difference in the game because it was a pick 6. And he's rushed for, coming into tonight, 169 yards and a couple of scores. Well, we add to that too. So, he's done a real nice job. I know that Coach Hickman and staff has a lot of confidence in Javen, and I think he has performed up to standards for sure.
So 28-20, North Brunswick lead, 18 seconds left. And Jay, if you remember, West faced a 3rd and 10 on the third play of that drive and ran that little shovel pass to Daniels, got about 17, 18 yards, and then it was a nice-looking drive from there to pull within a score. That's a high kick fielded at the 20-yard line. North Brunswick returns it out across the 30. That was Deloy. Brought down at the 33-yard line, where North Brunswick will take over 1st and 10.
Coogee and J.J. Cobb among other Trojans in on the stop that time against Deloy. So, yes, Sam, something, how weird is it? I mean, 28-13 sounds like you ain't got a chance. 28-20, you're right in the game.
A score and a 2-point conversion away. The issue, Jay, is you got to figure out a way to come up with a stop, right?
Well, and this has been the troublesome area for West all year.
About a 4-yard gain by Baldwin on first down. Sets up a 2nd and 6 at the 37-yard line. And, Jay, that was the final play of the third quarter. So, looked like North Brunswick might run away with it there midway through the third, but the Trojans reply with a critical scoring drive, and West had to have it, but the Trojans still find themselves down by 8 to R.J. Green and the North Brunswick Scorpions. North 28, West 20. We'll be right back with the fourth quarter on your game of the week. 2nd and 6, ball's at the 37-yard line. Green with the option pitch. Oh, he's got all kinds of running room, partner. Being chased down the sideline, finally run out of bounds by JoJo Hambrick. Just real easy, big yardage for the North Brunswick Scorpions.
There's Trey Baldwin, who's had a pretty darn good game rushing the football here this evening for North Brunswick. And you're right, Sam, they made that one look easy.
Jay Laney leading South Brunswick 24-13. They just started the 4th quarter. 24-23, the difference in that one, a missed extra point by the Cougars. So a great game brewing over in Bowling Spring Lakes. Deloy in motion. Jet sweep to him. Oh, Husenga.
Wow.
That's coming back, partner.
Flag down,
It's
Sam. I
coming
think
back.
you called it.
It was a good game, but I saw a flag fly in there in the area of holding. So the flag is down at the 33. If it's backed up to the 43, that would be 1st and 13.
Sam, what would you say the score was? Laney up 1?
24-23.
Wow. Barn burner over at South. So South is 3-1 in the conference. West is 2-2. North is 1-3.
Huge game over in Bowling Spring Lakes, Jay.
Yeah.
If South could figure out a way to win that one, they would be a win away next week over North Brunswick from really being in the driver's seat.
For sure. But got a lot of football to be played here in Leland right now, and both these two teams could say the same thing.
I tell you, Baldwin is a tough runner, isn't he, Jay?
Oh, he's big.
He is.
He's big, Sam. 220 pounds is what they say.
About 4 yards, brings up a 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line.
Tell you what, each team has committed 1 turnover tonight, and both times the other team capitalized, and West sure would like to get one here.
What was the flag there, partner?
Not sure, but I think
A
it's going
false
against
start.
North.
I didn't see it. That's going to make it a 2nd and 14.
And listen, this game tonight, looking back, pretty, not penalty free. Rarely are they ever that.
Pretty clean.
But pretty darn clean game by both teams here this evening.
New Hanover playing tonight, partner.
Topsail, yeah,
So-
at Topsail.
Green going to have a chance to run for this one. Noah Helms in pursuit. Green
Down.
makes him miss.
Wow.
He reaches out to the, 35-yard line, partner? Am I seeing that right? So a gain of about 8 yards will set up a 3rd and 5 from the 35-yard line of the Trojans.
See, you almost got to choose your poison with this kid, and you put pressure on him, and then he forces him to get athletic and beat you out of the box. I don't know. He's a tough guy to defend. He really is.
3rd and 5 from the 35. Green in the shotgun. He's going to keep it. Oh, West had him, partner. He's going to be about a yard short, partner, at the 31-yard line. But, boy, West had a guy right there behind the line of scrimmage. But, again, this is R.J. Green. Very, very rarely does one guy, the first time you get your hands on him, very rarely do you bring him down.
Yeah, it takes a village, right, in some ways to stop Green. You can slow him down, but to stop him, that's a tall order for one player to do.
So North needs about a yard and the nose of the football here with 8. Jay, the clock. Oh, he was out of bounds, wasn't he? That's why the clock's not running. So 4th and 1. 18 seconds on the play clock. North needs about a yard and a half for a first down. They're going to move the pocket. West was there, and now he's going to get it, Jay.
Just what we said, Sam. Just what we said.
I mean, West had him from the start, Jay. A totally kind of busted play. West had about 4 different chances to bring him to the turf, and the poor tackling just continues for the Trojan defense.
Yeah, they certainly had their shots, and the most important one was 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but just really hard to bring down with one tackler.
That was Baldwin on the carry, brought down by Tupac Coogee and Carter Wyatt. Boy, Jay, those are just, they're so deflating, aren't they, for a defense? I mean, Green the play was essentially, West had about 3 guys right there with their hands on him, way behind the line of scrimmage, and instead he breaks out of it, reverses field, and picks up about 10, 15 yards.
Well, the athleticism of R.J. Green.
Another missed tackle. And Baldwin is inside the 5-yard line to the 4. 8:07 left in the game, and the Trojans want a timeout.
That's I think that's a really good call by the West staff. It just looked like the Trojans are a little bit gassed defensively. And when you play R.J. Green, it's easy to run out of fuel, right? Because the guy gives you an arm here, a leg there, and then he just puts his head down and runs over you if he has to. And certainly a big effort tonight by 15 Trey Baldwin, a senior running back who has gotten the tough yards as well for Brian Davis's North Brunswick Scorpions. Still 28-20, one-score game.
And, Jay, as you say, this North Brunswick's offense in the second half has principally been on the ground. I mean, it's, again, nothing tricky, nothing, it's just hand it off, line up, and run it right at you.
Yeah.
And then when West is there, they're not able to bring the ball carrier to the ground.
Yeah, Green has kind of displayed his full arsenal of escapability here this evening, right?
Yeah, and give Trey Baldwin and R.J. Green a lot of credit for that. They're
sure.
always tough to bring down.
Yeah, and then you got a kid like Deloy who he's just out there waiting, right? He's going to make a big play.
8:07 left.
And you got Granda in the backfield now to block.
West stops Baldwin for a gain of about a yard, maybe 2. Looks like the ball's marked at about the 2.5-yard line, partner. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 2, and we are approaching the 7-minute, 45-second mark here in the 4th quarter.
Homecoming crowd here this evening at North Brunswick. Really do a great job of supporting their team, and their band is just getting better and better and better. Put on a great halftime show.
Handoff up the middle, easy score. Trey Baldwin from 2 yards out, and the Scorpions have extended their lead to 34-20, 7:20 left in the game.
A big answer that time by the North Brunswick offense. Nothing fancy, as you commented, Sam, but very effective. Molina in for the extra point. He is 4 for 4 tonight.
Oh, a good hold there, getting it down. It was kind of a low snap, but the holder did a good job getting it on the tee. I think that's Callahan who handles the holding duty. So the Trojans, after pulling to within a score, give up a touchdown and trail by 15 points. The North Brunswick offense has been surgical since the first 2 or 3 drives of the game. And, Jay, the 6th time in 7 games that West Brunswick has allowed 30 or more points. And, Jay, the one game they didn't, they allowed 29.
Yeah. and look, as good and proficient as their offense has been this year, you're probably going to lose more than you win when you're giving up points at that rate. Still 7+ here to go. Time for West Brunswick to, climb back into this. The question is not their ability to score, it's their ability to keep the other team out of the end zone.
Yeah, Jay, and I think, so much of athletics in general is about confidence, and just to give up this amount of points week after week after week, it's got to be discouraging, right?
I would think it would wear on you some, yeah, for sure. And again, because it isn't because the kids aren't out there working hard, hustling, trying, They need a big play here. A special teams play can really help them.
Hey, I just realized that Mikey Smith throws left-handed. That kickoff was blown dead. Smith threw a perfect little spiral back to the referee.
I was just getting ready to say, Mikey spun that one back pretty good.
Watch out, Javen McCray.
Yeah.
Watch out, Javen McCray.
Peanut, you better watch out because Jelly's over here getting ready to come in for you, right?
Jay, how much fun is it calling these high school football games?
It's like a dream come true for guys like me and you, right?
Man, I get to talk and watch football. That's like two of my favorite things on the planet. Mikey Smith again returns this one. He's brought down across the 40 at about the 43-yard line. So, Jay must score here with only 7:16 left and down by 2 scores?
Yeah, I think so, Sam. And the quicker, the better. Now, the good news is for West, pretty decent field position taken over at their 43-yard line. So 57 yards is, something that they can navigate pretty quick, particularly with a kid like J.J. Cobb. But give North credit. I think they've sort of held Cobb in check here tonight.
Yeah, they have. They've done a nice job. Nice job on them. Boy, West all kinds of confused here, Jay.
Yeah, Daniel's not out there, so. And there it is. Can he get to the
around
edge?
the edge. Oh, boy, that's got to be a face mask.
Wow.
It is. Boy, let's just hope he's okay.
Wow.
Man, he got spun down to the turf.
Yeah.
So, Jay, that's it's going to be 7 yards on the gain and another 15. So, going to end up being a 22-yard play after the personal foul face mask penalty. And West is going to move it to the 35-yard line, partner.
So there's a big play, right? That's I was reading somewhere chunk plays are runs of 12 or more yards and passes of
20 or more,
something like that.
That's right.
And
explosive plays.
Yeah, explosive plays. So 22 yards with the penalty. So that qualifies as one. Not a lot for West here this evening in that regard, but a couple of more here. And hey, give yourself a chance, right? That's what you're trying to do.
So 1st and 10 at the 35. Oh, reverse. Oh, they're going to pass. Avery Clemens. Oh, hit him right in the shoulder pad. The Trojans had a touchdown, partner.
They did. They called it at the right time, trying to see who that was defending.
What a great call. A great call.
Anyway, whoever it is for North in the safety position did a nice job, and a catchable ball.
Boy, what a throw.
And a great throw.
He put that one right on him. Clemens could not secure the catch. And, Jay, again, when things are going right, that's a play you make, right?
In years when things are going well, you catch the ball. That was Atkinson Bell on coverage that time. Daniels.
Gee whiz. He's a tough runner. 6 yards on 2nd and 10.
Who was the kid that ran like him at West?
His name was Joey Lance. He played college football. Actually played linebacker in college at North Carolina A&T.
Did I read somewhere that this is the first time somebody's worn that number?
It's the first time under Coach Hickman
under Brett
that he let a tailback wear 32.
Okay, because
so Joey played when I was about 9, 10, 11, and Brett was 10, 11, 12. So
you guys
he was larger than life.
Sure.
To us, partner. Pass intended for Jason Smith over there, 81, but it falls incomplete, and that's going to set up a 4th and 4. And, Jay, for all intents and purposes, this is probably the game, isn't it?
Yeah, the strong likelihood, absent some kind of a crazy turnover or, play by North Brunswick. And what do you got, Sam, 4th and 4?
4th and 4, yeah. Okay. Got to get to the 25 for a first down. And Jay, 3 plays ago, probably had a touchdown, right? On the trick play.
Pretty darn close, anyway.
Well, I love how that play was designed, though.
Yeah, and they executed it well, just except for the catch.
Yep, they did indeed. So McCray's going to keep it.
Nice.
He's got room. He's around the right side and brought down at the 12-yard line. Javen McCray's really made an impact on this game with his legs. Done a good job getting McCray involved in the running game. Very nearly scored there. And how about Jaden Gronda bringing him down from behind there, tripping him up. So
probably a touchdown-saving tackle, perhaps, by Gronda. But, when you don't have Daniels for every play, McCray's got to start making plays.
There's Dylon Bellamy up the middle. He's stacked up inside the 10-yard line at the 9, a gain of 3. And, Jay, now we're at the 5-minute and stall for me. 5 minutes, 40 seconds left in the game. West has a 2nd and 7 from the 9-yard line. Got to get a touchdown, Jay.
Yeah.
Field goal's not going to do you any good. And the Trojans, of course, have to score first. But, Jay, don't you kick an onside kick if you do score.
I think that's a very likely play given the –
defensive struggles, maybe?
Yeah, but first things first. Got to get into the end zone.
Got to score first, right? Oh, what a catch. Wow, J.J. Cobb, a 9-yard touchdown strike from Javen McCray to J.J. Cobb. And, Jay, here's another important play. West Brunswick has to make this extra point to keep it to make it a one-possession game at 35 to 26 right now. A made extra point would pull the Trojans within 8 at 35 to 27.
As long as you can keep it to that one possession difference, and that's if they are convert here.
Kick is up, and it is good. JoJo Hamrick with a huge made extra point. And again, Jay, I'm gonna steal one from you.
Okay.
Like a clock, right? Twice a day.
Yeah.
But I'm wrong a whole lot more. But I just gotta think with the way the defense is played in the its inability to stop North Brunswick's running game in particular, that don't you have to try to steal a possession?
Well, yeah.
Instead of relying on the defense to force a stop.
Yeah, if this was the 2019 version of West Brunswick.
Javian McCray and Savion and William McRae.
They kick it as far as they could kick it, right? But
exactly.
This is a different team and, has a different skill set, and they're at a different level right now. And they're working to get to that level, but they're not quite there yet. So, yeah, I would think if you're going to, you got to come up with a big play, Sam. And so do you want to risk the recovering the onside kick and giving North Brunswick really killer field position, or do you want to take the chance that, hey, my defense can hold them? Because there's plenty of time, 5 minutes, and I guess West has got at least 1, if not 2 timeouts.
I think North has 3 timeouts left, and West Brunswick 2.
Okay, so I knew they took 1. So I don't know. This is why your brother chose to go into this profession, and me and you didn't.
Yep, glad it's not me is all I got to say. Glad it's not me.
Nope, they're going to kick it off.
Cobb.
Wow.
Oh, he very nearly caught it. JJ, man, he can just fly.
You know what? Yeah, that could happen with him.
It did against Ashley. They
He did?
They did a pooch kick down.
And he caught the ball?
Down the right sideline. The Ashley receiver let it bounce, and it took a high hop, and Cobb ran right under it.
Oh, my God.
And if you could advance a recovered kickoff, he'd have scored.
Yeah.
But it gave West possession at about the 30-yard line.
Well, that's the kind of break they needed there and did not get it. So you're given, great field position for North Brunswick to start. Somebody's got to – they got to maybe 1 first down, no more.
Yep, 5:09 left. North Brunswick up by 8. R.J. Green in the shotgun. The score, a high snap. Ball's on the ground, partner, and R.J. Green jumped on it. That's the third bobbled either snap or exchange of the night for the Scorpions. Oh, J.D. Green lose his helmet?
He did. So
does he have to come out?
He's going to have to come out for
Well, North can call a timeout, can't they?
Oh, they
and
can.
He can come back on? Well, Jay, that, if nothing else, it stops the clock for the Trojans, and perhaps most importantly, North lost 4 yards on the play, so it is 2nd and 14, ball at the 35-yard line, and the Scorpions need to get to their own 49 for a first down.
You know, Sam, to your point, that center to the quarterback ball tonight has been a little bit of adventure for North Brunswick. That's what, the 3rd time, did you say?
Yeah,
I think
3rd
you're right.
time. First series, and then once again that Baldwin fell on, and then that one there that Green jumped on.
Yeah, so, you know.
And that snap was a little high. The first 2 was just an exchange issue. That one, Green kind of had to reach for and bobbled it, and it fell to the turf. So 2nd and 14, partner. We have got 4:53 left in the game. A 1-score game. North Brunswick leads by 8, 35-27. Again, 4:53 left.
They got them in a little bit of a hole. Does West, they can't let them dig their way out. Who's going to make a play?
Carter Wyatt.
Yeah.
Carter Wyatt and
Needed
number
that.
41, Corbin Skipper, also there. So a negative yardage play for North Brunswick, and that's going to set up, Jay, a 3rd and 17. Ball is at the 32-yard line.
Now, the Scorps are going to take their sweet time.
Wisely.
Yeah, getting this next play in, but West has to be very, very careful here and keep the blue shirts in front of them.
20 on the play clock, game clock at 4 minutes, 10 seconds. I think North's going to let that play clock just tick on down. It's now at the 10-second mark. Now Granda is going to go in motion toward the top of your screen.
That looked like a little bit of movement, maybe.
It was thrown over in the direction of Jordan McCall, the cornerback over there. Oh, boy. Cornerback lined up offsides. I believe. Somebody on West, I shouldn't say it was McCall. I didn't see it. It was thrown right by him, but that referee could throw it on the defensive line as well. Jay,
Wow.
that hurts.
You know, West has played a pretty clean game tonight, penalty-wise, and that can
Boy, had him in a 3rd and 17.
Bad time, you know, as Kid Green can get 12 yards with his eyes closed.
It doesn't feel like such a tall task with R.J. Green at quarterback. Play clock down to 5 seconds, and North has to call a timeout. I think North Brunswick had an alignment issue there. Oh.
Think Coach Davis is pleased, Sam, with
No. I'm going to go with a no. 3:35 left in the game. North has a 3rd and 12. The ball is at the 37-yard line. North needs to get to its own 49 for a first down. Scorpions lead the Trojans by 8 points. Jay, it would be the first loss to North or South Brunswick in Coach Hickman's tenure if the result holds. He was 3-0 against South, 3-0 against North coming into this fall 2021 season.
Well, Brett's done a great job at West. He's certainly turned fortunes around there. And big play for West.
3rd and 12, 3.5 minutes left in the game. They're going to run the counter, and they stop Baldwin at the 41-yard line, a gain of about 4 yards, but North Brunswick 9 yards shy of the line to gain, 8 yards shy of the line to gain. And
is that Helms that time, Sam? 30?
Yep.
Wow.
Noah Helms.
Big time stop by the junior.
And Jay, it's 4th and 9. The play clock just started. So North Brunswick can run this all the way down to about the 2 minute and, about 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes, 35 seconds. North will have to snap this ball. And Jay, I'm not kicking it to J.J. Cobb under any circumstances.
I try not to. I was going to say maybe West tries to go for the block, understanding it's unlikely Cobb's going to get a chance to return it. But if he can go.
8 seconds left on the play clock. 2:36. High kick. Cobb's not going to have a chance, I don't believe, to return it. And it is going to roll down at the 27, 28-yard line. So, Jay, West Brunswick has a chance, down by 8. Remember, they need a touchdown and a two-point conversion to tie the game. 2:24 left, and the offense will get another crack. They'll need to go 73 yards, Jay, in 2 minutes and 24 seconds if they're going to tie this game up.
And you kind of think if they're going to be able to negotiate that much yardage in that short of time, Peanut McCray and J.J. Cobb are going to be in the middle of it with Daniels not on the field.
Oh, McCray flushed out of the pocket, still on his feet somehow, brought down at the 29, so a gain of 2, and the Trojans are going to have to get on the ball here and move quickly.
Not sure who had that rush that time for North. 30, Amari Smith. But, as we were saying earlier, Sam, sometimes the best pass defense is a good pass rush. And certainly Scorps had it that time.
West runs the quarterback draw and don't block it.
Nothing.
And McCray got to the 30-yard line. I think the Trojans want a timeout before this third down snap. So, Jay, they tried to go to the aerial attack on first down and had a pass protection breakdown. And then on second down, tried to, maybe steal about 10, 15 yards with a quarterback draw, but North Brunswick was alert to it, dropped McCray for a 1-yard gain. And, you need to go 73 yards, and the Trojans only picked up 3 yards on their first 2 plays. They're going to have to make a play downfield in the passing game, right?
That was Jabril DeShield that time in on the stop. And, yeah, you're right, Sam. Of course, they're going to go 2 downs, right? I mean, they're not going to punt the ball if they don't make it here because it would be over for sure. So see what they can get on this down. If they can't pick it all up, they'll have a 4th down to try to keep those chains moving.
So West Brunswick with a 3rd and 7 from its own 30-yard line. There is a minute and 42 seconds left in the game. The Trojans need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to force a tie. McCray's got the snap. He fires it down the field. Oh, man, he had a beat on him. Cobb had the advantage on the DB, but McCray's throw was too far toward the middle of the field, and the game all comes down to this, partner. 4th and 7 from the West Brunswick 30-yard line.
That was Cody Callahan running step for step with J.J. Cobb, which is not an easy thing to do. So you're right, Sam. Comes down to the 4th down. Comes down to who's going to make a big play, right? And
Jay, because of the timeout West burned before the 3rd down play, if they don't get this here, they'll have no chance to stop the clock and get the ball back. So this is the game, 4th and 7, and North Brunswick wants to talk it over.
Well, Coach Davis and staff took a look at what was going on potentially on that play, and they call a timeout to make sure that they're in the right defensive alignment. We thought there would be a lot of points scored tonight, Sam, and indeed there have.
62 total points between the two teams.
And interestingly, as we've commented, the defense has been a difficult thing for both of these teams. And absent the pick 6, I guess this is a tie game minus
a missed extra point. Yep.
So.
And Jay, you know what? If you look back even further, the one drive, if you will, that West would like to have back, they recovered a fumble inside the 25-yard line on the first possession of the game and stalled out inside North Brunswick's 15. They'd love to have that one back, but so it is. 4th and 7 with a minute and 36 left. The Trojans have to get to their own 37-yard line to keep their hopes alive. McCray in the shotgun, man in motion. Cobb on the wheel route. Oh, boy.
Is there a flag? There is.
Yep. He couldn't get it out of his
pants pocket.
But Jay, a 15-yard penalty, probably better than a long Jordan McCall catch. So that's going to move the ball to West Brunswick's own 45-yard line. The defensive pass interference penalty going to keep the drive alive. And with 1:31 left, the Trojans still have a chance.
Sam, the officials are in discussion. But I think,
Jay, are they going to pick it up?
I'm not sure. They picked it up.
Oh, they called it on Jordan McCall.
Oh, my gracious.
And so, Jay, you decline that penalty, and it's an incomplete pass.
Don't know if we get another look at that one or not.
Oh, boy.
There was a lot of bodies tangled up there in the middle
Jay.
of the field.
And I think they're about to get 15 more.
And they just did.
Yep. Frustration boiling over.
Yep.
Boy, oh, boy.
Well, that's going to about do it, Sam Hickman.
Oh, that will do it.
Yeah.
Wes can't get it back now.
No.
And boy, Coach Hickman's getting his money's worth.
Yeah, he is. It is, again, Sam, we were talking about this earlier this evening. Another one of those so close but yet so far, right? They were so close to picking up a first down there and at least having a chance.
And, Jay, both refs threw the flag, and it wasn't until the conversation once they got together that things changed, and suddenly it was offensive pass interference.
I thought there was something a little amiss there because the two officials were huddled up there at about the 50. And so North Brunswick can get rid of a minute 31 on this clock, and they're going to get out of here with a hard-earned victory.
Yep. So a minute 31, and Jay, barring a fumbled snap, North Brunswick going to earn a 35-27 victory over West Brunswick here at Gary Bishop Field on homecoming night in Leland. Partner, wrap it up for us.
Well, again, this is kind of a little bit of a microcosm of West Brunswick's season thus far. They put 27 points on the board, and yet they lose. And at the same time, credit North Brunswick. They were down 13-zip, and all the momentum was going the way of the Trojans. And from that point on, they outscore West 35-14 and pick up a really, really important victory towards the 3A classification state playoffs. Still a couple of weeks left to play, still some matches between these teams, but certainly North Brunswick gets a leg up tonight.
And, Jay, that'll do it. North Brunswick going to be 35-27 winners over the West Brunswick Trojans. A huge, huge win on homecoming night in Leland by the North Brunswick Scorpions. R.J. Green, Trey Baldwin, Teron Green with a huge pick six ended up being the difference in the ball game. North Brunswick earns a critical win, and boy, what a showdown next week we'll have as the North Brunswick Scorpions will take on South Brunswick in a game with critical implications in the 3A playoff race. For Brandon Mayberry, Nathan Evers, Aaron Varnum, Jake Holmes, I'm Sam Hickman. Thank you for joining us on our ATMC TV Game of the Week, and we'll see you next week as we cover the Scorpions and the Cougars. Good night from Gary Bishop Stadium in Leland.